Hello YouTube, this is GornFan291 bringing you the Coke Vanilla Cup Series race number 12 at Lowes. Things are starting to heat up for the chase. 9th and 10th came in tied in this coming into this race. As you can see, the happy hour results there. Gene Sanford on the pole, Sky Commons alongside. Both of these guys need a good run. They come in within 40 points of the top 10. Kyle Austin, your point leader, and William Duncan, row 2. Austin Ogle, Byrne Patterson, row 3. Eric Byrne, Time Pod, row 4. Kyle Stanowski and Jeff James in row 5.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's your command. And important news, new driver this week in the 30. That was my fault actually. It's Tony Hurd. He is replacing Bub Phillips as Bub has closed his account. And so Tony will take over and finish out the season in that number 30. And they decided to bring on a new paint scheme to commemorate that. As the field has rolled off now. Kind of look through the rest of the pack, make sure everyone got off. Yep. Look through the back of the pack. Some guys definitely needed probably some good runs. Kyle Austin has a one race. Kyle Austin, Tony Hurd, Aaron Smith, Nick Nauman are guys that entered this race with, they cannot follow the top 10 even if they finish last. People as far down as 30th with the right set of circumstances could actually leave this race in the top 10 in points. So anything can happen here tonight. Pace car is off. Field is under the control of the number 32 Pontiac. Our 12th different pole sitter in 12 races. Green flag is out. Sky Commons trying to get the door closed, not able to do so on William Duncan. And they're already wrecking. Big wreck. David Byrne, Vito Corleone, Jake Smith, Michael Hegdahl, John Wilson, Robert Pollard, Vitaly Nikolaev, Samuel Logo, Jake Williams, Nick Nauman, he comes in 4th in the points. Hard to tell if Devin Smith had a piece. Toby Jason's got damage. Daniel Day is able to work his way up to 23rd from 37th place starting spot. We'll stay tuned, see if there's any pit stops underneath this caution. Leaders do not pit. We'll take you back to see what happened. And we're back. All starts right here in turn number 1 between the teammates David Bergen and Toby Jason. Around they go. Big wreck. Drew Austin nowhere to go. Oh my gosh, the 2 car took a hard hit. Let's see. The 02 took some more guys with him because he got hit up. So he was about 2 cars in behind it. He gets Henry Sanford, Tony Hurd in it. Hard hit for the 2 car. Let's take some onboards. First onboard will be with the 17 of Daniel Day. See if he makes it through. Oh, barely making it through. Let's see. Vitaly Nikolaev, where did he get involved? Oh, he was on the top line, just ran behind it. Here's Samuel Logo. Drew Austin nowhere to go. And with that, we will go ahead and take you back to the green flag. With Gene Sanford, your race leader. And we're back. We'll have 5 laps complete when we get the green flag. Top 10 rundown is Gene Sanford, William Duncan, Brendan Patterson, Time Pollard, Sky Commons, Kyle Austin, Kyle Sosnowski, James Shelley, Austin Ogo, and Eric Byrne. As you see, the guys retired. Nick Nauman, John Wilson, Jake Smith, David Burton, Jake Williams, and the 6th of Drew Austin. Probably the most notable name there would be Nauman, because he came into this race 4th in points. Luckily, will not fall out because of where he finished. Sorry, I just actually ate, so now it's kind of coughing a little bit now. But the pace car is off. Field once again under the control of the Tide Pontiac of Gene Sanford, and the green flag is out. We're underway at Charlotte. Time Pollard looked to the outside but quickly ducks back into line. Looks like we made it through turns 1 and 2. A-OK. Here comes William Duncan to the inside. With help from Time Pollard, Sky Commons, and Kyle Austin. Brendan Patterson also goes up to the outside. And the important 5 points for William Duncan as he will lead a lap. He came into this race 5th in the points, so he'll probably overtake Nick Nauman at least. Here comes Time Pollard, a guy who could use 5 bonus points, coming into this race 24th in standings, needing actually just a good run. He was top 10 early in the year, or earlier in the season, but has had a string of bad luck. Battle to the line with Sky Commons. Time Pollard by half a car length will get the 5 bonus points. Here comes Eric Burden. He's going to take a peek to the inside. Oh, and Austin Ogo! He saved it! Nice save by Austin Ogo. And Eric Burden, meanwhile, took the lead away from Sky Commons. Now Sky Commons battles with William Duncan. There's 3 Dodges in behind the Pontiac right now out front. I'm just checking to make sure that there was no caution there. As Eric Byrne has pulled away a little bit from the 2nd place driver. Sky Commons now is going to try and break away from this pack, as here comes Time Pollard though. With help from Kyle Sosnowski and James Shelley. Eric Byrne could really use a win, as he came into this race looking for him actually. 26. Kyle Sosnowski now takes over 2nd place. Here comes James Shelley. And these guys just cannot seem to settle it out. Who's going to try and lead these guys to try and chase down your race leader? Is there now now James Shelley's closing the gap. They were about half a second last time back. As they battle still for, now it's actually about 5th on back. The top 4 will try and break away. And all it would take is just for James Shelley to catch up and battle a little bit, and then they would go ahead and catch right back up. Steve Pollard right in the middle. I saw that much right back there. The battle for 3rd currently. Now it's between Danny Everett, who comes in 41st in standings, and Gene Sanford. Here goes James Shelley for the race lead. That's going to help these guys pull back in now on these 2 race leaders, but Gene Sanford's going to battle with Danny Everett. 5 points to Shelley, who came in 11th in standings. Just 13 points out of the top 10. Eric Burden now with the crossover back to the inside. Daniel Day, who's been on a string of good runs lately, up here in the top 5. Here comes Gene Sanford and Daniel Day. Up in the top 5, almost no one. You have Gene Sanford and James Shelley who are in the top 15 in points, but after that, Daniel's 19th and Eric's in the 20s. Daniel Day was peaking, but is not. Well, now he's going to get inside of Gene Sanford. As James Shelley now catching up. And these guys battling lets Eric Burden pull away a little bit. They settle it out now and will decide to drive single file here to try and chase back in the leader. Although Daniel Day once again goes low, but now James Shelley's up high, has not been able to get underneath Gene Sanford. Now he's there with help from Kyle Sosnowski at the stripe. Oh wow, barely to Gene there. Gene will now fall back to about 6th as Kyle Austin is there as well. Here comes Daniel Day. He's going to try and catch up to Eric Burden. He pulls up to the bumper as they come down the front straightaway. Gene Sanford back to 6th. Nice green flag run here. Gene Sanford now pulling underneath Kyle Austin, the points leader. Daniel Day's right on the back bumper of the number 0 Pontiac. When will he make a move? Will he make a move? We come by 18 complete. Here comes Daniel Day to the inside of your race leader, Eric Burden. Pontiac, Ford, Chevy. The only one, that's the top 3. The only one missing from the party is a Dodge, who's in 5th. Eric Burden making contact with James Shelley. And Daniel Day is going to try and check out on the field. Battle for 3rd now behind Eric Burden is between Kyle Sosnowski and James Shelley. Jerry Shelley, who came into this race 9th in points, tied with Stephen Pollard III, who came in 10th. Gene Sanford now to 3rd. I see William Duncan running up in the top 10. Steve Pollard, a nice good run that they're going to need. Steve came into this race way back in points, back in 29th, but still with a shot to where if he won tonight, he could actually get into the top 10 with some extra luck. As Eric Burden now closes in on Daniel Day. Gene Sanford pulls away, and we got lap traffic. Vito Corleone. About 6 miles an hour slower. Actually, it's over 10 miles an hour difference. Here they go. The top 3 are going to clear them. Slight issue for Gene as she was passing him in the corner. Doesn't look like it'll give too much of an issue to anybody else. Where's the next one? Samuel goes in turn number 3 as well as the leaders. So we're just over halfway. We're proving that there is going to be lap traffic after that incident. Here comes Eric Burden. He's going to peek inside. They're going to go maybe 3 wide for the race lead. Eric Burden to the front as cooler heads prevail. Daniel's going to have to get in line because Samuel Logo is in that same corner. Oh, Gene Sanford, what a save. She's going to lose 2nd spot now to Daniel, I believe. As she made contact with Eric Burden, I believe, for this. Well, that's the 2nd person she's made contact with. Slight hold up behind Samuel Logo for the 0. Gonna allow the 17 to get a run. 32 is able to go and get underneath. Kyle Austin sliding high. He's up here now. But he's going to get stuck in behind the 48. In fact, here comes the 17 of Daniel Day. Toby Jason's way ahead. He's in turn number 3 right now as these guys are exiting turn 2. So that'll be a couple laps away. 32 trying to push the 0 down the back straightaway. Gene Sanford peaking low. Is she going to make the move on Eric Burden? Yes, she will. This time I believe she might clear him. But instead of being for the lead, it's going to be for second. As out in front is Daniel Day. This battle happening 0.4 of a second behind your race leader. Wow, Eric Burden got close to that wall. Think these guys aren't pushing it a little bit? Here comes James Shelley now. He's up into the top 5. As here he goes. He's going to try and make a move on Eric Burden. The gap remains constant at 0.37 seconds, but it's a new second place driver. As the battle currently is for third, as James Shelley falls right on the tire tracks of Eric Burden in the Net Zero Pontiac. They're catching up to the number 32. Here comes James Shelley down low on the number 0. The gap remaining constant right there between the 36 and... Why did I say 36? I mean 32 and the 17. James Shelley has cleared the 0. Now trying to set his sights on the number 32 of Gene Sanford. By the way, your wild cards coming into this race, James Shelley and Austin Ogo, who coincidentally enough are 11th and 12th in points, but Austin would have wild card number 1 based on wins. James is underneath Gene. Down the back straightaway they go. Eric Burden was peaking as well. The gap should probably widen just a tad on the 17. But they're making pit stops. The top 4 pit. Kyle Austin stays out. So does Kyle Sosnowski. At the stripe, it's Kyle Austin picking up 5 points. So here we go. Pit stops with 11 laps to go. There is Toby Jason making a pit stop. Oh, a handful of guys. 21st on down made pit stops. Vitaly Nikolaev in the way a little bit. That's going to put Kyle Austin on the high side. Kyle Sosnowski is pitting. Kyle Austin is pitting. Brennan Everett is pitting. Time Pollard is pitting as well. As we'll try and find the guy who was leading at the beginning of these pit stops, Daniel Day. On his way out of pit exit. Probably a bad stop because he's in behind guys. In fact, there's the 0. And there's the 32. So the 0 and 32 as well as the 11 beat Daniel Day off of pit road. So here comes Eric Burden. Kyle Sosnowski should lead back to the stripe. And we're going to look as they come down to the back straightaway. There's Kyle. Here comes Eric Burden. And Kyle Sosnowski is going to win the race. He's going to get into turn number 3. When does he get up to speed as compared to Eric Burden? Eric's going to have a run a little bit. The difference is slight. Here comes Eric Burden, and he's going to get underneath the 01 U.S. Army Pontiac to take the lead. So Eric Burden wins this round of pit stops. Daniel Day is back in 5th. How about Steve Pollard up in the top 10? But the big winner is the number 0 Net Zero Pontiac of Eric Burden. As now with 8 laps to go, he's leading this race. The only thing I think he might have to worry about would be Toby Jason, who is still over a straightaway ahead. So through 3 and 4, the gap is 0.6 of a second back to the 01, and it's over a second back to this battle right here. It's a second back from Kyle, I mean. So Aaron Smith, Danny Everett, and Gene Sanford, as well as Daniel Day, they're catching up quickly as they have more guys. Here comes Danny Everett, right? He's got a run on the 01 car. Here comes Danny Everett for second. Does Danny have anything for that Net Zero Pontiac? That 49 is faster. Not that time around, but I think this time, here comes that 49. He's almost 3 miles per hour faster than the Net Zero Pontiac. Here comes Danny Everett to the inside. Danny Everett's going to take the lead. Not that time by, though. In fact, here comes Daniel Day in the 17. Down the back straightaway. 4 to go. Next time by, here comes Daniel Day for the race lead. That time by, Daniel Day will lead. So Danny Everett does not get to lead a lap. He does not get 5 bonus points just yet. But Aaron Smith's going to get a run. Aaron Smith trying to go for 2. Well, actually, still needs to find that first win. Sorry for saying actually twice there. The top 3 have not won this season. Daniel Day, Danny Everett, Aaron Smith. The zero car got loose as Steve Pollard's up here in the top 5. Where did he come from? 3 awesome saves in this race. 2 of them by that Net Zero Pontiac. Here comes Steve Pollard. He's going to go for 4th. I think Danny Everett's going just as fast as that number 17 that's out in front. In fact, he ran a faster lap. Danny Everett's going to get a run. We got 2 laps to go from Lowes Motor Speedway. Through 3 and 4. White flag is out. Daniel Day has 1 lap to go to get his first career Coke Vanilla Cup Series win. Actually, like I said, if any one of the top 3, none of the top 3 have a win yet this season. All of them trying to go for their first career win. Through 3 and 4. Danny Everett's going to give it a shot. No, not going to happen. Daniel Day gets his first career win. Watching through as the rest of your guys come across the start-finish line. That is it. Daniel Day decides to take 1 last extra victory lap around Coca or Lowes Motor Speedway. I'm sorry, I really did almost want to say Coca-Cola Speedway. You see Samuel Ogo, Vito Corleone finishing 1 lap down. Tony Hurd, an awesome run in his first run as the 2 rookies finished in the top 15. Wow, what a race. Congrats to your winner, Daniel Day, Danny Everett, Aaron Smith, Steve Pollard, what a run. Austin Ogo, James Shelley, Eric Burden, Jerry Shelley, Stephen Lewis, Charles Sanford after 2 finishes in the 40s last year. Or, not last year, but the last 2 weeks. William Duncan, a top 15 run. Danny Everett's been pleading for a good run. Yeah, Kyle Austin, your points leader in the top 15. There's Time Pollard. Lots of good stories up here near the front. No new guys adding their first top 10. Those two guys still, John Wilson and Charles Jackson. John Wilson retired early. That's been the Coke, or this has been the INRL Coke Vanilla Cup Series race at Lowes Motor Speedway. Stay tuned for Cheetos IndyCar Race 8. Doritos Race 8 will be up. Well, Doritos Race 7 would be up shortly before this one. Crap. That was a bad thing to say. I'm sorry. Either way, Cheetos IndyCar Race 8 would be the next one I'm going to record. This has been GornFan291 bringing you some INRL Racing Uncontained action. See you guys later.